In the same manner, the next is the expiratory reserve volume, and just like the tidal volume, see, tidal volume is common for both inspiration as well as expiration. So we can have a tidal volume of air going out, that is 500 ml every time we breathe out. And now the extra air that we can expire out forcefully after the normal tidal expiration is called as the expiratory reserve volume. That means ERV. So the expiratory reserve volume is the maximum extra volume of the air that can be expired by forceful expiration after a normal tidal expiration. So once 500 ml of the air has been thrown out, that happens as a passive process. So then after that, the extra air that we can throw out by maximum force, that is called as the expiratory reserve volume, and its value is 1000 to 1100 ml. So you can say 1 liter to 1.1 liter. And remember, the expiratory reserve volume is also called as the supplemental air. So remember, IRV is complemental air and the expiratory reserve volume is the supplemental air. Now in the same manner, we can have a combination of both. So what is expiratory capacity now? Expiratory capacity, also written as EC, is the maximum air that a person can expire after a normal inspiration. So it is the volume of the air which a person expires after normal expiration and then by forceful expiration, combination of both. So the TV, that is the tidal volume, that is 500 ml, plus ERV, that is the expiratory reserve volume, that is 1000 to 1100. So when we add these two values, it gives us the expiratory capacity of a person's lung, and the volume will be between 1500 to 1600 ml, or you can say 1.5 liter to 1.6 liter. Now in the same manner, we have another volume which is called as, now please be clear with one thing, don't mix, wherever you have to mention volume, you have to mention volume, otherwise capacity. Maximum of them will carry the volumes if you check. So the next one is the residual volume. Now what is residual volume? The volume of the air that remains inside the lungs at the end of the maximum forceful expiration, because there is some amount of air which we can really never throw outside of our lungs. So even after forceful expiration, some amount of the air will definitely remain inside. So the volume of the air that remains inside, even which could not be moved out by maximum forceful expiration, so that volume of the air is 1100 to 1200 ml, or 1.1 liter to 1.2 liter. The residual air continues to exchange gases with the blood in the interval between expiration and inspiration. So between this inspiration and expiration, this residual volume will carry some oxygen, so exchange of gases continues in between the gap of the expiration as well as the inspiration. So residual volume never goes out. Now the next one is the functional residual volume, which is in some of the literatures it will mentioned as the functional residual capacity. So it is different from RV. RV is supposed to be the volume which remains inside after forceful expiration. Now functional residual volume, or FRV or FRC, is the volume of the air that remains inside the lungs at the end of the normal tidal expiration. So after normal, that means without any force, tidal volume of the air, once we have expired out, that is 500 ml, all that volume which remain inside is called as the functional residual volume. So the volume of the air that remains inside the lungs after the normal tidal expiration, so this value would be combination of ERV. ERV is the volume which we are able to breathe out extra, but we don't do in the case of the tidal breathing or tidal expiration. So ERV plus RV Together these two things will give us the value of the functional residual volume or functional residual capacity, and its volume would be 2300 ml, or what you can even call as 2.3 liter. So the next one is the vital capacity. Vital capacity is the total volume of air that can be expelled from lungs after first filling of the lungs to the maximum and then expiring or exhaling the same to the maximum. So it is equal to the sum of the tidal volume and IRV and then ERV. So the volume of the air that is expelled from the lung after maximum forceful inspiration is called as the vital capacity, VC. So it is equal to TV plus IRV plus ERV. The volume which we are able to exchange is called as the vital capacity. So we are always able to exchange this much volume, breathe in and breathe out, extra which we can breathe in, extra which we can breathe out. So the volume of the air which can be exchanged either in or out of the lung is called as the vital capacity, and its value is 4100 to 4600 ml, or 4.1 liter to 4.6 liter. Now please remember this exchange, because I just told you vital capacity is the air which a person is able to exchange from the lungs is called as vital capacity. So vital capacity varies from person to person. That means from age, sex, height, activity of a person, vital capacity changes. Sports person and those who are living in the mountain region and the person who are younger in the age compared to the elder one will have higher or more amount of vital capacity compared to those who are not into sports, those who are not are living in the plain area, and those who are elder. Plus male will always have more vital capacity compared to the female.